Today is April 1st, 2026. It is April Fool's Day. This is no April Fool's joke. I am here with ALISHA, a mentee. She's killing the market in a sense that she's learning a skill. She hasn't been with me that long. Go ahead and this is basically an update.
Yeah, so I think we had our first session like beginning of January. That's right. But yeah, it's been a really fun few months learning the system, and you take a step forward, and then there's days you feel like you took 3 steps back, and moments where you want to I've had a lot of moments of frustration and just I feel like I'm doing everything right and nothing's going my way and all this stuff. But no, I think this past week I've really had a breakthrough of I think I just had enough of trying to chase results rather than just staying objective and taking what the chart gives. And I don't know, this week I just kind of hit this point where I was just do everything, exactly that Rich has shown you, make the entries where you need to make the entries. You've been doing this long enough, you know what to look for, you know the gems, you know the entries, just follow the system. And this week has just been when you do that, it's it delivers. So yeah, and now I've really kind of felt real confidence starting to kind of bud. As you learn, it's you do things right and you get something's wrong, and that journey of confidence sort of I don't know, it just fluctuates. But deciding to finally be I am trading objective. If I see this, I'm getting in. I don't care how scared I am, or if I just had a bad trade or whatever, I'm getting in because I'm getting in, not because I want to get in, or I think it's going to do this, or I think it's going to do that. It's this is the system. I'm following the system. Do it. And it's holy shit. Once you do that, it's
holy shit up.
Yeah. Yeah. And so
holy shit, it's a good day.
Feeling. Yeah. Yeah.
As I can hear in your voice, I can hear that confidence that, you're not rejecting the fact that you're going to make mistakes, right? Because a few weeks ago, you were showing me some charts and couldn't understand. You had a hard time understanding that price actually turned on you right when you got in. And I'm hey, I got stuck there too. It is what it is. That's where price turned and then came back and faked out and came back down again on the chart. And you had the direction right, but you weren't leveraged appropriately, or you just got out because you weren't comfortable yet to keep adding in to when the market pulls back against you, right? So that's where leverage comes in. But there's a few things that I want to hone in on, because this will help a lot of traders, the mentees, and possibly people coming into Breathing with the Markets or thinking about it. Is that one thing I want to give you 100% credit for? You are the type of person that is not afraid to show me your executions, whether they're good or bad. And you show me on a chart and you say, where did I screw up? I know I messed up. Here's my chart from today. How can I, make things better? And you actually allow me and give me the opportunity to give you some constructive criticism, right? Yeah. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. Can you explain that a little bit on how I approach your question? And I'm very direct.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've always been a person, if I'm doing something wrong, I want to know I'm doing it wrong. And so, I don't know, it doesn't bother me to show anybody dirty laundry because I want to do it right. But I think when I feel like these past few months, just building a rapport with you, I don't even think twice about sending you stuff, because it's if in my head, I'm following the system and I'm having consistent, I don't know, bad outcomes or whatever, I'm misunderstanding something or whatever it may be, or I'm emotionally trading and I don't realize it, and I'm convincing myself that I'm following the system, but I'm not. I'm going to throw this over to Rich because he'll tell me exactly what it is, and I think we've got to know each other a little bit too now. And so it's we can kind of joke and kind of poke fun. And to me, that just builds trust. And yeah, I mean, it's to the point now where I'll have, 85%, 90% win rate day, but I still want to send you the 10% of the ones that didn't go my way and be hey, was this just a matter of the market turning on me? Did I read this wrong? Here's how I understood it. Did I misunderstand this? And yeah, you pointed out right away. Usually it's I'm focused on a specific trade, and then you'll look at it and you'll be well, let's back up. Why the hell didn't you get in over here? Why'd you wait all this time to get, and then the whole conversation isn't even about the trade I thought it was going to be about. It was about zooming out and seeing the big picture and understanding the critical points to get in, and how that timing is so important. And yeah, I think it's been really helpful in me understanding that my weaknesses as a trader that I'm trying to attack and really work on are hesitation and fear. And I think being able to throw stuff your way and you just show me right away, that has been my consistent thing that I'm working on. And it's thanks to you being able to show me where I've screwed up. And it just makes that whole picture of where I'm at as a trader a lot more clear, so I can know what to work on. So then it's fast forward to this week, and it's I'm slamming trades that last month I wouldn't even have touched because I was, butthurt about a bad trade I made, and then I'm just scared the rest of the day, and I'm like, well, I'm not doing anything unless I see exact conditions for me to get in, and then you end up not trading, And so, yeah, I don't know. That was a long answer, but I think that answers your question.
So when we get into fear, and when you send me over a chart, don't I point that out immediately?
Yes.
Saying that you're scared to get in. I can tell.
Why'd you wait? Yeah.
And that's because I can see your executions, right?
Oh yeah. I don't know how you'd be able to do that without seeing people's executions.
Yeah, you can't. So when I talk about and I make videos about executions, what's more important, the P&L or the executions?
Executions, 100%.
And why do you say that? Clarify for the trading community that's always looking for P&L. Because does the P&L tell you the truth, or does the executions?
No, P&L is a used car salesman, man. Nothing against used car salesmen, but no, it's just
they make good money, by the way.
Yeah, they do. I take it back. I retract.
Yeah, no. This is all good. We're human, and we support anybody, anyone and everyone.
I should say is it's snake biased. Oil. I think P&L can easily be sold as snake oil, and it's like, look at me, and I don't know. It's what you talk about all the time. Like anybody can go in with a ton of money to burn. Well, not anybody, but people with tons of money can go in and gamble and YOLO and put it all on red or whatever, and make a $50,000 trade and say, hey, I made 50 grand a day in less than a minute. And it's like, I just don't see how you can take one person, or a P&L could just be a reflection of one single trade. And it's like, that does not prove anything over like, that doesn't prove anything to show like what kind of trader they are. It's just like, now, could a really skilled trader go in and make one trade and pull 50 because they knew where they were in the market and they had the direction right? Hell yeah. But people who are doing that are not out here showing their YOLO trades to everybody. They're out there like killing the market like you and like making trade after trade after trade. And like, it's not just one and done. And so, yeah, it can be very deceiving, I think. And I think there's a lot of that out there.
How do you feel about me when I say I lead? It's no disrespect to anybody, but I'm leading, but I don't lead in a sense that I tell you or the mentees where I'm getting in the market. I don't do a pre-market analysis because I teach you how to do that, right?
Yeah,
I teach you how to do that. So therefore, if I teach you how to do that, the only way you're going to learn is if you apply that knowledge, right? Yeah. And the only way you're going to learn is if you do the wrong thing and you get bit.
Yeah.
You asked me about a demo a couple months ago, and I told you no. Looking back 2 months ago or whatever, however long it was, looking back, are you glad I told you do not get on a demo, and why?
Yeah, I mean, I do think demos are like a lot of the YOLO traders or whatever, people out there who are just, trying to make a buck on people's hopes and dreams can easily manipulate demos, right? Because you can do a demo gives you the keys to do stupid shit all day long and feel like, you traded at the end of the day. But yeah, I mean, when you're not in a demo, when you're in a real test account or I've only been in tests so far. I'm hoping that I'm close to passing soon, but a test you feel the weight of it and you think about like, hey, I'm in this for real money and there is something on the line. And I think there's a lot of value in feeling that, on a real account. So yeah.
Well, you're not going to be, I can't say we're not going to be stupid because I'm stupid a lot of times, but yeah. But when it's real and there's really no feelings attached to a demo, right?
Yeah.
There's no feelings attached to a demo, right? There's no fear of missing out on a demo either. And there's no FOMO, but FOMO comes from a lack of knowledge. Are you starting to understand that I talk about a skill and FOMO, fear of missing out? There is no psychology course on how to become a better trader. You either have a skill or you don't have a skill. And that's where anxiety, FOMO, I don't know, I need to win this trade. I can't keep losing. I've done numerous videos where people just simply don't know where they're at in the market. And they think that they have a thin strategy or an edge, which is a thin slice in the market. And I mean that. Yeah. It is a slice in the market. And unfortunately, that slice is not going to get you anywhere because the market has more money than all of us. So if you can beat the market 90% of the time, every time you execute that trade, the only thing that a trader really has to do is work on their leverage, their position, their sizing, right?
Totally.
And 90% is actually close to 100% when you get rid of not the cost, not the commission, right? Commission is automatic. I close out 15 minis in the market, whether I hitting it manually, a close or flatten all button, I'm at risk. I'm like, if I'm up $5,000, I'm looking at maybe 1,000 profit. Like seriously, just by hitting the button, which is BS.
Yeah.
But there's nothing I can do about that. Or if it hits the TP, the same thing, it'll wick only 3 at a time. So if I'm using micros or I'm using minis, it'll still hit 3 at a time. That's not coincidence.
Yeah.
That's the risk that we take, and we're okay with that. On the flip side, when we were communicating most recently back and forth, you were showing me charts and I could feel your frustration in a sense that I told you exactly what to look for and I told you to trade without hesitation.
Yeah.
And you started to trade without hesitation.
Yeah.
But now you were trading without hesitation prior to that entire setup because I told you what the market does.
Yeah.
The market will poke its head out and indicate which direction it wants to travel without details. And then it will go in and fake out. And it'll fake out over a period of time. And then it will come back in the direction that you intended it in the first place, right? But if you over leverage to get in, to get that possible move down in that flush or the rocket up, right? We don't want to miss that. We don't want to hesitate, but we can get in the market and get out and bag it. And then when it pulls back against us and we understand where we're at in the market, we can go ahead and hit that same position short if we were taking a short to begin with, right? And then we wait and then we stack. And then we can stack when it pulls up back against us. It's not a losing trade. It's how we take advantage of the market. So it's us against the market. In order for us to take advantage of the market, we have to keep looking for a better price.
Yeah.
We have to have an objective reason to get in the market, but because the candles move up and down, it's going to make highs and lows on each candle. You completely understand that, right? So the market moves from left to right. What do we think the market's going to do if the vibration of the candle is up and down? And then it goes from a minute to another minute, to another minute, to another minute. All of those candles are not going to be the same shape and sizes, right?
Right.
With that analogy, I told you exactly what we do in the market to follow the algorithm. Are you convinced that the market has an algorithm?
Yes.
And
Yes.
why?
Because there's no way we could be hitting like 90 to 100% win rates on a system that isn't like behaving in a predictable or an algorithmic way.
Predictable, right?
Yeah.
With a high probability, right?
Right. High probability. Yeah.
So yes, predictable, right? Because we are predicting where it's going with the highest probability.
Yes.
A lot of people that I ask this question to have some difficulty in a sense that they automatically think that it's, well, no, it's buyers and sellers moving the market. No, there's a difference. There's a difference between participation and who's actually moving the market.
Yeah.
Because last night or the night before, the market went up 370 points.
Yeah.
How did the market go up in 370 points if that was the market overnight?
Right.
How many participants were in the market? If the most liquidity is during the day at the New York Open per se, which liquidity to me would be the most participants at any given time, where London overlaps New York, right?
Yeah.
You could say with the highest probability that that's where the most participants play in the market.
Sure.
Would you disagree with that?
No, I mean, it makes sense.
Okay. So if we looked at a volume chart, wouldn't the volume chart be bigger in a sense that more volume, the candles?
Right.
But I just did a video on volume. If the market's manipulated and the candle's manipulated, if you go back in history, you can verify yourself exactly what I said. The volume chart is full of crap. And you can tell because I showed you some of the most powerful candles in the market.
Yeah.
And they're not in the books, right? Are they in the books? So I showed you how the market operates. And if we take some of the most powerful candles in the market, but yet there's absolutely no volume.
Right. That doesn't make
What does that tell you?
It's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
I
So how do we tell the public it's full of shit, right? So if you're on a YOLO crew or you're just beginning to trade, I am trying to save traders from gambling, right? So, but you have to pay for education. This isn't a selling pitch, but think about it. You can't, if you don't understand how the market operates, if you don't understand which flight of stairs that you need to be on to get to your parking garage, when you knew that you were on the north side of the building, why are you on the south side of the building where there's no stairs?
Right.
If you know the vehicle is on the north side of the building and you remember how you got from point A to point B, you should be able to get from point B to back to point A.
Yeah.
And use the same set of tools, elevator, stairs, walkway in the parking garage, right? There's 3 opportunities to get to your vehicle. Would you agree?
Yeah, totally.
You can go to the entrance of the garage and go all the way up. You can use the elevator if it's available. You can use the stairs if it's available.
Yeah.
So there's possibly 3 options, right? So when we look at options in the market, there's a best option. There's a basic option, right? The basics. Basics is showing you a candle high, low, and close and open. That's basic. That's a basic understanding of a candle. A candle is not going to teach you how to trade.
No.
Support and resistance is not going to teach you how to trade. It's going to teach you how to gamble because it is a gamble, right? Be honest, because I'm going to show you one of your charts. Be honest. Were you blowing by all of the resistance when you were trading to the north side?
I honestly don't even know really what support and resistance is.
That's a good answer. That's honest.
Okay.
So
good.
now that's perfect. And it wasn't like made up, right? That's genuine. She doesn't even know what support and resistance is. Therefore, I've never even explained it. I've never even told her that it matters.
Yeah.
Right? So we don't even need it in our toolbox because it's useless. So support resistance, supply and demand, order blocks, whatever you want to call it, it's all bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes, it's words, it's what they want to say and everything else, right?
Yeah.
But the bottom line, it's not going to help you trade. Let me show you a chart. Let me show you one of your charts here. Actually, I think that's my chart. Is that my chart?
No, I think that's mine.
How do you know that's your chart?
Because I remember it. It was a good time yesterday.
So is that objective to you or not?
Yes, it's objective.
Why is it objective to you?
I believe every entry I made on here, I think there were a couple I pointed out to you where there were missed opportunities. I think there are just 2. But every other entry you see, like, I know the reason for every entry on this chart.
Very good. But rather than the chart itself, why is this photograph objective to you? Why is it something that you could testify to?
Oh, because it's showing my executions.
Okay. And how do you know that those are your executions?
Because I make executions based on an objective system, and this reflects that right back to me, really. I mean, it was just reacting to the chart and following the market and following price, like knowing our system or your system, I should say. And there was no question on any of these entries.
Very good. And were you trading on the right side of the market?
Oh yeah.
And would I know whether or not you're trading on the right side of the market?
Yeah.
And if I had trades in the opposite direction, would you know I was not trading on the right side of the market, meaning the direction of my trades?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's based on what?
I mean, if you showed me a chart of this chart, but all the trades were in the other direction, that would be pretty easy to see that you're in the wrong spot. I mean, just look at price. Look what the market did. It's like you can see it's right there.
But you were not trading. But let me ask you this question: were you trading because it was making higher highs and higher lows?
No, and that's not part of the system you teach us.
Very good. Very good. So this is awesome. Do you remember approximately how many trades that you had? Was it like 23 or what was it?
23 for 23. Michael Jordan, baby.
Wow. That is cool. 23 for 23. Wow. So let me go ahead and show you something that you wrote here. Do you remember this?
Yes. We had a call, I think it was the end of last week.
Huh?
And I think I was struggling a bit, and we went over some stuff, and I was sending you trades that were just like, I was confused about, like why they weren't going, why they didn't do what I thought they would do. And I don't know. I think you know what I'm working on, like my hesitation and everything. And I think you gave me some advice that was like, prove the system right. Like, stop looking for reasons to not get into trades. Like, prove the system right.
Hold on just a second. Hold on.
Okay,
hold on just a second. Go ahead and see. I don't know where we're at.
Yeah, I can start over. Yeah, you're just asking me about, like, prove the system right. And so we had a call end of last week. I was kind of struggling, and you were showing me some things and kind of reviewing some things and just reiterating things I already knew, but like revisiting them, which I think for me at my level of being the trader I am, like that's really good for me and helpful. And you said something, we had exchanged a few more messages after that. And you were like, prove the system right. And like for a person who hesitates, when I'm like trading out of fear or hesitation, I'm looking for reasons to not get in, you know, and I'm almost looking to prove the system wrong. And like your advice was like, prove the system right. And I think that kind of circles back to what I was saying earlier, where it's like, I got to a point where I'm like, I'm sick of this mentality I have of like trusting my own like emotional like fears and hesitations more than the system. And so it was just like, I told myself that, like, prove the system right. Like, just make the trade. If you see it and you know what to look for, when you see it, do it. And you've told me that countless times, you know, and yeah, so that's been like the theme of this week. And it's been like, wow, I can trust that more than I can trust my like fears and hesitations now. It's like, I think for me, it's been like, you showed me this objective system and I understand it. And I have all this like bad baggage, as you've referred to it also. And now what's happening is like my trust in the system is starting to replace like the psychology baggage that I have. And now it's like, you know, I make trades. And if it doesn't go your way, like you say, it is what it is. But like before that would like tilt me for the rest of the day in the sense of like, well, I'm going to be hands-off trading now. I'm only going for sure things, which there's no such thing as a sure thing. But like that was the mentality I had. And now that seems to be dissipating, and it's like confidence and trust in the system. And, you know. Well,
23 out of 23 trades is impressive. I don't care what anyone says.
Thanks,
23
man.
out of 23 trades, individual executions in the market is something that every trader would like under their belt on one day. Now, is it going to happen every day? No, but this shows the absolute progress and the absolute skill that is developing. Could you only imagine to continue to work on prove the system right, prove the system right, prove the system right, and get everything else out of your head, your thoughts, I wish, I could, I believe, I think, intuition, a hunch, none of that applies. Prove the system right. And if you understand how the market moves and you wait for the weakest hand and you have objective evidence in the market, the market's there to be with you. And the only way you can be with the market and flow with the market, breathe with the market, is to trust your executions and what you see, not what you think, but what you see. And the only way you can see it is if it's already printed in real time. If it doesn't exist, it's not there. If it's starting to exist and you think it's still going to exist and it's still not there, it's not 100%. You have to wait. And we have to understand the algorithm. The algorithm will print. The market will print. The market's going to print different shapes, sizes, color of candles. It doesn't matter. But over a period of time, the market can't hide. The algorithm cannot hide over a period of time. And over the period of time, we know exactly what the market's going to do. So go ahead and read that, if you will, what you wrote here.
Yeah, I took your advice of, quote, prove the system right. And holy shit, man, 100% win rate today, 23 out of 23 trades, just listening to what the chart was telling me.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, I didn't say anything. You were trading your own deal. You put a vertical line when you got to the chart.
Yep.
And you started to trade because I asked you simply put a vertical line, and you've listened. I'm telling you, kudos to you, man. I mean, you get a medal. Everything that I've told you, I told you. You told me the other day, you said, I'm trading gold. I said, what the hell are you trading gold for? Right? And what did I tell you? You remember what I said?
Yeah, I think you're like, that's some guru shit.
And then what did I say?
That NAS is where you can really build a skill. You'll see more consistency over there, and that's totally been proven right the last few days here.
Well, why did I tell you about gold? Do you remember the years and price?
I can't remember. Let me see.
I said, why are you trading something over the past 10,000 years only went up around 4,000 points?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it, right? And then you came back and you said, well, you said we could trade anything. You're right.
I did say that, yeah.
You're right. We can. And the algorithm's the same. But the whole point is, gold is in a range. Mm-hmm. Whether you like it or not, traders, okay? It went up 4,000 points in the last 10,000, 20,000 years. Gold has been around for millions of years. And it's at 4,000 or something? Mm-hmm. I mean, come on, right? Yeah. It's not the behavior. We don't trade behavior. Traders' own behavior causes destruction. The market doesn't have a behavior. The market has an algorithm that prints candles, and it goes from left to right. Mm-hmm. And it goes up and down because they created that. They could have turned it on its side and had sideways movement, and we would still be able to trade that. Yeah. It's very simple. The point is, we as traders must obtain a skill. What is a skill? It's not running. It's not sprinting. It's not overthinking, a hunch, or intuition, or experiences. No, positive experiences is something that you visually see in the market, and you reacted based on that information, based on the history that we can go back in history, understand it, visually see it, and understand that when I see this, when all of these things set up and I see this, this is the highest probability to take a long or a short. And we are rewarded for that good behavior. Let's go ahead and get into your other chart. Do you disagree with what I just said?
No, not at all.
So this is from today, I believe, right?
Yes. Yep.
And you pounded the market again. How many traders? Here you have a scalper. Swing traders don't even know how to scalp typically. They're scared in the market. They go to a higher time frame, and to me, it's not really trading. It's an investment. It is what it is. Scalpers are the most highly skilled traders in the market because they understand they're learning how to follow the market. They're learning how to follow the market. And I'm not going to look at why you didn't get into some areas because you could have been off. You could have used a restroom break. You could have cooked breakfast. You could have went outside. You could have done a lot of things. So it's not like why you didn't get in, right? But if I start to see trades, I know that you got in prior to pre-market because it's objective. It's right there. I can see it. Yep. So you were early, you were anxious, and you decided, nope, I'm going to get out. Yep. So you allowed the market to go ahead and do its thing, and you hit the market hard and long, and you were successful at it today. Great job, man. Do you have anything to say about this? How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I feel great. Like, and that first trade, this is kind of funny. That first one that was a loser where I got in, I got out, and was scared in that moment. Like that, you can see I got in right in on that next candle heavy. And that for me is like I don't do that usually, and so I see that.
I don't teach you that either.
Yeah, like going from a losing trade to getting right back in. I think a lot of people see that as like rage trading or like you're chasing. Yeah. But that is a big moment for me because I saw the entry and I just lost a trade and I was like, be objective, Alicia. You know what to do. You know that's an entry. Get in. And I did. And it was like, I don't know. For me, that's huge progress because I think, a month ago I would have had that loser trade and then probably wouldn't have traded for like, I don't know, way more candles. That big blank chunk in the middle where there's no trading was I was walking the dog.
Yeah, well, that's the whole fact, right? And I know you would have been in that. I know you would have been in there. So it tells me, right? Yeah. It tells me because I know what I've taught you, right? I know exactly what I've actually taught you. So I can tell that it's not like we have to have an hour stream and you were waiting for the setup that takes an hour or 30 minutes or 2 hours to go ahead and take a trade. And we don't have 100 confluences just to get in the market. We understand the flow of the market. So there was a period of time, a block of time that was substantial in a sense of on a 1 minute time frame. I know you weren't sitting there watching that because I would have told you the same thing. Like, what in the hell were you doing? Yeah. Right? Because if you were there at the time, that shows me hesitation. That shows me fear.
Right.
It's not a bad thing, but I have to recognize that. So if you told me, hey, Rich, I showed you this chart. I traded up in this area, but I can't see the whole picture, right? I saw that you entered pre-market. I say, don't enter in the pre-market. I enter in the pre-market. We're human, but it doesn't mean it's okay. It really doesn't mean it's okay, right? But 5 minutes. How can we not wait 10 minutes? How can we not wait 10 minutes? Why? I can't wait a minute. I got one candle left prior to the open, and I'm slamming the like button.
Yeah.
Right? I'm slamming the like button. That's, yeah, it's hard. If you see something, it's hard, man. It's hard not, if you know where you're at in the market, it's hard not to get in. But, that's things that we have to continue to work on, and that will never go away.
Yeah.
It won't go away. That's not something you're going to resolve unless you actually have your entire system not turn on until a certain time, right?
Right.
But if you have access to it, our little human body will go ahead and turn the system on. And once we start to view it, we're going to start to trade it. But great job again, man. Great job.
Thanks.
Awesome trading. It's objective. You're on the right side of the market. I'm not just saying that. Trend's not your friend. I don't teach you to follow trends. All of this. Well, anybody can do that. It's a trend. You don't know what a trend is because you were never taught how to approach the market. Okay. You think a trend is higher highs and higher lows. Forget about it. That's not trend. Trend is not your friend. So let's go ahead and see what else you said here. That's not it. Okay. Here it is. So you sent me this yesterday.
Yeah.
Go ahead and read this and then go ahead and talk a little bit about it.
I'm beyond pumped. I feel like something shifted today a bit. I know there will be bad days, but I felt very little fear today, and that's new for me. And yes, then I sent you the screenshot.
Great.
Yeah,
Great.
I think it kind of goes back to like how I was saying, like the confidence that's been building now, and like really just trusting the system and really truly being objective, which is a hard thing for me. I've come to realize that that's difficult for me, but like the fruit of that now is like feeling like that's starting to replace all the doubt and all the like, oh, okay, I'm going to click buy. It's like, Jesus, like it doesn't have to be like, once you see the system working, and like, that's probably the biggest difference between like still charts and actually like live trading, because in the still charts, you see everything, right? And it's like, oh yeah, duh, of course, here's all the entry points. And that's great. But for me, it's been like seeing that in real time. It's been hard for me to trust that. And this week I started trusting that and started actually seeing it. And now it's like, oh, like, yeah, let's get in, click, let's go. I'll sit here and like doodle around on the guitar, just watching it, waiting for the moment, and I'll click, go back to doodling, and I'm just watching it, and it goes. And I do use a TP line, and
no problem with that. No problem with that. And so, with that said, right, you're playing the guitar, you're watching the market, you're doing your thing. I wish I could play the banjo. I like that.
Oh yeah,
that banjo, the noise, right, the music. But it's fast. But great, man. If I could just play Hotel California or something on it and be able to sing that, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, just being able to see the market, right? Just being able to see the market. You have a skill, like your skill level right now, and what you're doing. And if you build on that, right? Don't veer off. We build on it. We're human. We're going to do stupid shit. We're going to fall off. But doing a video like this, holding yourself accountable, we communicate back and forth. There's a lot of traders that may or may not do a video, and they want to be on top of the world to try to do a video. And this is not what this is about. This is about accountability. Yeah. And you deserve a gold medal, because you have actually shown me your bad trades that you thought were bad, and they weren't necessarily bad. They were just not hesitation. Some of them were hesitation, and then you entered, and you should have entered, 15 minutes prior. Right. You had a nice rundown, But it shows me that you needed more confirmation. But I'm not teaching that more confirmation as you're seeing it dump. Right. There was a period of time that I'm like, why didn't you get in where we're supposed to sell high? Why didn't you get in up there? And it tells me that traders will hesitate because they want more confirmation, and all of a sudden it dumps all the way down unexpectedly, and then they're trying to get in to compensate for the 8 inches that they sat there and watched on the chart. Yeah. And then they get caught, and then price reverses, right? So but you can only learn from that. If you actually provided me, if you just sat there and tried to analyze and journal yourself, journaling is not going to help you. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, totally.
So you sent me the chart, and then a lot of times you said, God, I was hoping you were going to say that. Yeah. I said exactly what you were thinking already. Yeah. And you said, God, I was hoping you said that. Yeah. So you're thinking the same way, but it's just verification of what you're already thinking, because you're looking at the chart objectively. So there's no reason. There is absolutely no reason, unless you just give up trading. There's no reason that your skill is not going to get better and better and better. A year from now, if you continue to stay the course and you continue to work on what works, right? Just do it. It's us against the market. I don't teach an edge. I don't teach a strategy. I am showing you how the market moves and where the weakest hand is, where we start to look for shorts and why, where we start to look for buys and why. And that is the explosion, where the market is more likely going to explode in the opposite direction of what price is doing, right? Yep. So this is very important. And we're supposed to sell high and buy low, but nobody teaches you where low and high is.
Right.
Right? And where the weakest hand is. Well, how do we know it's the weakest hand? It's not because of the participants, which is buyers and sellers and banks and institution, hedge funds, whatever. Yeah. It's not the millionaires, trillionaires, and billionaires moving the market. Now, they can push the market faster. They can push the market faster in the direction it intended to go in the first place. And it's not a catch-22. It's the market has to set up in order to go into a direction of travel. Otherwise, it's just a fake out. And I taught you and all the mentees that the market will fake out and then break out. It'll fake out to get all of the retail traders in and the novices and everything else to get a better price. So they manipulate the market. The algo manipulates the market to get that better price for those in the know and then take it short. It's right there in front of us. We cannot deny what we see. So any final words on your progress? Where do you think you're going to be in 3 months? This is not like a goal, but you've made such progress and you're athletic. You've done a lot in your life. Smart, your accountability, you like to grind, you like to rep it out. I mean, man. Yeah,
I think, I'm kind of trying to make a career change right now. And so part of this time I've taken was like, I want to learn a skill, and another thing I've considered is just like the trades, like trading and the trades. Because I come from the world of tech, like over a decade in the tech world. I'm just over. So I don't know, I guess I'm so glad that I was able to find like this, like what you teach and find you and like pull the trigger to learn this. And like, I feel like the return on investment, like maybe not in P&L, I'm yet to see, but I have like no doubts. It's just a matter of me showing up every day. And I was gonna say one other thing that you mentioned, I think it was in one of your YouTube videos, was like, don't treat this as like a full-time thing. Like this should be a hobby. And like, that's an important shift for me too. Cause I think I was putting a ton of pressure on myself to like get every trade right and 100% every single day. And that like kind of putting that much pressure on it, I think I kind of hindered myself because that just made my hesitation explode even more. And shifting that mentality and like this prove the system right thing has put me in a totally different headspace of when I trade. And so I don't know, I'm kind of rambling, but I'm just super grateful I've taken the time and it's not been a ton of time. It's been 3 months. So I mean, we're at the very beginning of April now. So in 3 months time, like I hope I'm bragging.
3 months time and 100% hit rate out of 23 trades in a market that is moving. A market that is moving is not on a demo. In 3 months time, there are traders 5 years, 10 years, 20 years that can't do what you're doing right now. And so big credit to you. I mean, big credit to you. And it's not about cockiness. It's not about being better than someone else. It's to be our best and to grow at our own pace and be our best. Be our number one, right? We have to be able to, and hit rate. So do you understand what I'm talking about? Volume and hit rate. Can you put that in your own words? What is Rich saying? He tells you all the time, volume and hit rate, volume and hit rate. That's the math that we need to show that we are gaining a skill and to be successful at something.
I think it's just proof to yourself as a trader. Like when you look at a day's work and it's like, I made 23 trades today and I nailed every one of them. Like today, I think I'm like at like 9 of 11 right now. And it's like, to me, when you see a high volume and a nice win rate number, it's like, damn, like I'm doing something right.
That's awesome. That's not unusual for someone that's gaining a skill. It's not unusual. It's not unheard of. Yeah. It's real. It is actually real. Real people from different walks of life, leadership levels, executive levels. Anyone can do it as long as they have the appropriate education and they have the desire to gain a skill. I can teach you how to do something. I can guide you how to do it. I can show you what works. But if you don't put in the time and you do not practice, it's not the system that is failing you. You are failing the system.
100%. Yeah. And take the time to fail. Like make the mistake, make the bad trade. Like the only way you learn, like you said, is like you feel the pain when you're watching a waterfall happen in front of you and you're not there. And you got to ask yourself, like, why am I not there? Like that. I remember I can remember specific trades where I'm like screaming at myself, like, why aren't you in this? But some people will be like, oh, I'm following the system. Why didn't I get in on that? It's like, dude, check yourself. Like,
check yourself. Yeah. Check.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what are you talking about? Let's be real. So
yeah. So what's great is in the group sessions and stuff like that. I don't believe you've been to one. Have you been to a group session yet?
I've been to one. They're tough for me to get to, but yeah.
Yeah. But even you, not, and I'm just going to throw this at you, even that you haven't been there because people are on the weekends, they do their own thing, right? But even though you have not been to any group sessions, you're taking the bull by the horns and you're taking that information. You have also contact with other mentees from Breathing with the Markets, and they're all doing well. I am blessed. I am literally blessed. I could not have another mentee for the rest of my life, but I am blessed from the lives that I to be on your journey, on their journey, and just to communicate with you, because trading is lonely, right? Trading is lonely. It's lonely. Yeah. And it's you against the beast, and nobody can really understand what that feels like, right? Yeah. So what do you do? But talking to people that don't know how to actually approach or trade the market is destructive.
Yeah.
We want to avoid that. About it.
Right.
Right. Just
when you're like trading is lonely, it's like, it's so true. And like the only way I can imagine to make trading more lonely is to get sucked into one of these like one candle strategies, simple da 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 da. And then it's like you make these poor people feel stupid because you gave them a perfect strategy and it fails. And they're just like, I must be an idiot. And it's like those poor guys and gals who go through that. It's like, I got lucky. I'm friends with Sean through Sean's wife. And like, I was just curious about trading. And he was like, yeah, I just started working with this guy, Rich. And I'm like, that's when I started looking at your stuff. And I was just, I don't know. I think about it now and I'm like, there's so many ways this could have gone sideways that I could have got pulled into all these different channels and discords and live streams and just like tried to copy, click the button at the same time that the guru clicks the button, you know, like that kind of bullshit. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like I could have wasted so much time on that. And I feel like my time put into this is just, I'm so grateful. And yeah, I feel bad for people who get suckered in because like you said, it's a lonely trade. Like, and that's one way to make it worse is getting sucked into the wrong thing and getting taken advantage of. So.
Well, that, and you don't know that you're gambling, right?
You don't even know.
And they tell you it's going to be 4 or 5 years and you're up for the challenge. You're like, okay, I can do 4 or 5 years of learning.
Right.
But what happens is they get 4 or 5 years every year behind.
Right.
And then they turn into 20 years and they're not profitable and they've lost their retirement. They've lost their cars. They've lost everything because they were scammed. And the people that are actually pushing basic information clearly didn't know how to trade themselves.
Right.
But they're convinced. How do you convince somebody that thinks that they know how to trade, but won't admit that they're actually gambling? The only way you can separate fakes from the real is truly objective trading in the market. Yeah. There's either evidence in the market or there's not. That's why I tell you about hit rate and volume. When you're taking trades in the same area all the time, whether it be long or short, but in the same area that we talk about all the time, you're going to have a hit rate. Whether it's, you know, how high of a hit rate? Well, if you don't do the same thing over and over again, you cannot fix it. So if you are randomly taking trades throughout the chart, using this strategy, and you're on the wrong side of the market every time or most of the time, and then your best trade is on the wrong side of the market, you're going to think that this is the way to trade. Right. It's a vicious cycle, and the market has more money than you, and you will never, ever become profitable. Profitable means that you can consistently trade each and every day over a period of time. Not that you lost this week, or that you had a bad month, or you had a bad year. Maybe you sized up. Maybe you were sizing up. Every good trader, every great trader has had a huge loss. Okay? Yeah. You made profit 2 and 3 or 4 months, and you went all in and you knew this thing, and all of a sudden it just whipped you out viciously. Yeah. That doesn't mean you're a bad person. Doesn't mean you don't know how to trade. Right. But you've worked 4 or 5 months to get to that point. So you start at 0. Mm-hmm. But if you are gambling to get to that point and you lose it, you have nothing left to gamble. Right. You see what I mean? Right. You were on your last straw, and you started to build on your last straw, and you gambled again, wiped it out. Now you have nothing. Right. What I teach here at Breathing with the Markets is we start at 0 each and every day. The meaning that, doesn't everyone start at 0 each and every day? No. You can walk away a week from now, come back and know how to trade. Yeah. You can walk away a month and come back and understand how to approach the market. You do not have to see the behavior of the market. You have something that you see, your eyes won't lie, and it's completely objective in the market. You will never unsee it. Yeah. And it's great skill, great feeling to have that you're only going to get better as long as you don't pick up gambling, right? But if you do gamble, you're going to go back to what works. Right. If you do get outside of you'll get bit and you'll be back. Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like you can identify when you have the skill of an objective skill of trading. You know when you've been a bad girl. You know what I mean? You know damn well you shouldn't have done that, and it's like okay. Yeah, I do too. I put myself on trader. I put myself on trader probation a lot. Yeah. So I think that's like a big difference. I don't take notes. I call myself every name in the book. Yeah. I'm not shy about that. I call myself. I'm not. It's true. You know. Oh, same. I'll say I was an idiot. Idiot today. Idiot. Yeah. Stupid. I mean, but when I see the market again, it just picks up to where I left off. Yeah. So when you can admit that you're wrong, when you can call yourself a name, when you can say that you're going to blow up and that you're going to blow up big sometime, you know, playing it safe and just doing itty bitty steps, you're not growing. Right. I'll be honest with you, you're not going to grow. Yeah. So my philosophy or my one little advice to you as your skill continues to grow, go up 1 more micro. I did today. I'm at 3 now. Okay. So, but don't go up too fast. Right. Because if you have a great 3 more days, don't just go to 4. Right. Okay. So it's steady. Okay. Just stay there. 3 might be good for a year. Sure. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. No rush. Because I can make the same with 10 micros versus 150. I'm just in the market a little longer. Sure. Gotcha. Right. So with 150, I have to be like laser focused. I have to 15 minutes. I got to be laser focused and watch the that candle and flexing of that candle and understanding where I'm at in that market, understanding what I'm looking for, and know that I'm going to get in. I already know I'm going to get in if I see this happen.
Right.
And then it doesn't. And then I'm waiting. And then once that I see where I'm at with everything lined up and I understand the candles, boom, I'm in.
Yeah.
But if I get a spook or a flashbang wick out and then it takes off in the direction that it was going,
yeah,
I take the risk.
Right.
But it doesn't mean I'm a bad trader, right? It doesn't mean you're a bad trader. So you have to live outside of your comfort zone. So now you're getting comfortable. Don't chase the money.
Right.
Just stay focused. So yeah, stay focused. And thank you for everything. Thank you for
everything, dude. Are you kidding me? It's crazy. This is like so fun. I mean, there are days where it is not fun. You know that. I know you feel that come through my messages sometimes where I'm like, fuck this shit, dude. I hate this.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm bullheaded enough. I get back in there and every setback seems to, I find my way past it. And
well, awesome work, man. Sean, all the crew will be proud of you. Will, Sean, all the crew. They'll be proud of you, man, because wow, look at what it can do. You just 3 people in your group, 3 individuals that are doing 3 different careers.
Yeah.
3 different locations and being able to attack the market. And they went through one source, not that I'm a hero, but they went through one source. They went through one source and they are applying the knowledge and they are gaining their skill. I cannot tell you when you're ready to trade. I cannot tell you when how to apply it. I can show you, and all of you deserve the credit that you put in the time and you did exactly. It shows you that you actually had faith in me.
Yeah.
Faith in me to just apply what works. Just prove it right.
Yeah.
Prove it right.
We all have an asset now, thanks to you.
Yeah.
For real.
Kudos to yourself, because without your dedication and belief and leaning into it and your own money, your own investment, without all of us together, and we are together, we fail and we succeed together, period.
Amen.
There's no trader left behind. We fail and succeed together. And that's what's unique here. It's not, I receive your payment, you had 2 sessions and you're gone. That's not how that works here.
It's not been like that for a single second, man. I've never felt like you took the bag and ran with it at all.
No, it's, I want everyone to succeed. And it's nothing better than to see smile on their face, a skill developing, because that skill is only going to get better.
Yeah.
How can it not? All right. Have a great day, man.
Hey, you too. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye-bye.